Forms in HTML. HTML forms are used to collect information from the site visitors. Different types of forms can be created in HTML like sign up or register, application form, feedback form, query form, etc. The three important components of a form in HTML are a form tag, the input controls, and the buttons. The form tag is used to define a form in an HTML document. It is placed within the body tag. While designing and building a form, we use different input elements that allow site visitors to type or select information. These elements can include text fields, radio buttons, checkboxes, etc. All forms must include a submit button. When the site visitor fills the information, then it should be sent to the web server for processing after the submit button is clicked. Creating forms. The syntax for creating a form in HTML is form name equal to name of the form, action equal to script URL, method equal to get/post, input elements. /form. Action. This attribute specifies what action should be taken once the submit button is clicked by the user. The script URL specifies the location where the data collected by the form is submitted. It also produces a response in return. Method. This attribute specifies what will happen when the form is submitted. Two values can be assigned to the method attribute get and post. Get. It is the default value for method attribute. The form data is sent as the URL variable. That is, it appends the form data into the URL. Get value should not be used for sensitive information. Post. The form data is sent as HTTP post transaction and form data is not appended into the URL. This value is used for submitting sensitive information. Input controls. Input controls are the elements which are used to accept input from the site visitors. All the controls have to be filled before submitting the form. Now learn the various types of input controls. Text input controls. There are three types of text input controls used on forms. Single line text input control. This control is used to enter single line inputs. It is used as search box or name. The two attributes associated with single line text input controls are size and max length. The size attribute defines the size of the text and max length defines the number of characters the text box can hold. Syntax of single line text input control. Input type equal to text name equal to the word that describes the text box. Size equal to the width you want to use for the text box. Max length equal to maximum number of characters. Write HTML codes for creating a single line text input control. Password input control. This control is the same as the text input control, but it masks the characters as soon as the user enters them. The characters entered or typed appear as star instead of alphabets. Syntax of password input control. Input type equal to password, name equal to the word that describes the text box, size equal to the width you want to use for the text box, max length equal to maximum number of characters. Multi-line text input control. This control allows us to enter multiple lines. The text area tag contains the rows and columns attribute where rows indicate the number of rows the text area should accommodate and the columns the width area. Syntax of multi-line text input control. Text area name equal to the word that describes the text area, rows equal to number of rows the text box should accommodate, columns equal to width of the text area /text area. Checkbox input control. This control is used when multiple options from a group are required to be selected by the site visitor. When selected, the checkbox is marked with a tick mark. While defining checkboxes, we need to specify the following. The group name should be specified for all the checkboxes by using the name attribute. Each checkbox should be specified with a word describing the purpose of the checkbox, which is done with the help of the value attribute. The text that needs to be displayed beside the checkbox should be specified. Input type equal to checkbox name equal to a word describing the group name. Value equal to a word that describes the checkbox. Radio input control. This control is used when one out of the multiple options from a group is required to be selected by the site visitor. Only the selected radio button in a group is filled. When defining checkboxes, we need to specify the following. The group name should be specified for all the radio buttons by using the name attribute. Each radio button should be specified with a word describing the purpose of the radio button, which is done with the help of the value attribute. The text that is needed to be displayed beside the radio button should be specified. Syntax of radio input control. Input type equal to radio name equal to a word describing the group name. Value equal to a word that describes the radio button. Clickable buttons. This control creates a button that performs the action when clicked. The form has two types of buttons. Submit. We can create a submit button to send all the form data to the server. Syntax of submit button. Input type equal to submit. Name equal to name of the button. Value equal to text you want to display on the button. Reset. We can create a reset button to reset the values of all the controls to the initial values in the form. Syntax of reset button. Input type equal to reset. Name equal to name of the button. Value equal to text you want to display on the button. Write HTML code to create a form.